I'm Derek, and I'm from Boom Goes the Drum. I'm going to talk about the Glenbow Museum's Schmancy 2014, which we did with Bryan Adams. So every year, the Glenbow Museum does an event in the beginning of the year called Schmancy, which is a fun and fancy event that they do, and they get everybody out from the arts community and philanthropic people in the city to support our major museum in Calgary. And the format that they do is the event is a gala, it's a stand-up cocktail gala. So they do a VIP portion before, and then there's a keynote with somebody who talks about arts and culture and the importance of it. This year, 2014, we had Bryan Adams come out. And so it's really interesting because usually you think about Bryan Adams and your mind immediately goes to summer of '69. I know mine does. What people don't know about Bryan Adams, what most people don't know about Bryan Adams, is that Bryan Adams is also a very good photographer. He's a prolific artist outside of his music. He has shot photography for years and years, and it was about him coming out to Schmancy to talk about that process and to talk about what it's like being an artist and being behind the scenes as opposed to being out on a stage in front of 50,000 people or 100,000 people. So our job was to produce that portion of the event, tie all the technical together, and make sure Bryan has everything he needs, make sure that the interviewer has everything that she needs. The challenge here is that people are coming to this space, they're coming to this event, and they're expecting Bryan Adams to get out there with a guitar and like riff it up and like blow the hair back of everyone in the room, but that's not what he's here to do. He's standing at the front of the stage, and I'm kind of running through how we're going to do it all and how we're going to intro him and how we're going to outro him and where the screens are in the room, where the cameras are and all that stuff. And he looked at me and he said, "How many seats are in this room?" And I asked the producer earlier that day how many she thought that we would have, and it was in the range of about 900 people. And so I tell him, well, we're expecting somewhere between 700 and 1,000 guests in this room. And he goes, "That's a lot of people." And all I could think was, you've done shows for 50,000 people. I'm pretty sure this room is not that intimidating. So I said to him, this is a pretty small room compared to what you're used to. How can we make this more comfortable for you? He said to me that it's a totally different thing when you're doing your show and there's a disconnect between you. People are connecting with his music and they're connecting with his persona and his whole career over the last 30 years around building this personality. That's what people connect to, and then he just feeds off of that when he's doing his show. But this is quiet, it's intimate, it's engaging, it's just him and a photographer. So it worked really well for the event because people coming were, we set the lighting so that there wasn't a lot there, everything was really pared down, and it set the expectation. People came in, there was a chair for them to sit in, there was screens for them to look at, and Bryan on the stage, and that was it. The vulnerability that Bryan had to open himself up to be able to connect with the audience in that way was the most powerful thing that we could have put in that show. Hey, thanks for watching. Click here to subscribe to our channel and click here for more from Boom Goes the Drum.